Finally, I can say we did it. We are Twitch affiliate. Now that's not the same as being Twitch partner. This is like the middle step. I had to get 50 followers, stream for 4 hours, stream on 4 different days, and then the hard one, reach an average of 3 viewers for those 4 days. The first 3 come with time, but that last one, I was stuck on it for at least, 6 months. But this is a really big deal to me. I love streaming. With the neurons that I rolled for my brain, streaming and everything that comes along with being a streamer is the most fulfilling thing I've found that I can do. So I just want to document this. I want to go over how I got here, everything that I learned. And at the end, I want to go over some advice I wish I could have gave myself. I think I could have cut the time down from over a year to like 2 months if I knew what I know now. But first, let's go over some context. Who am I? What do I stream? How did I even start streaming? I think I was put on this earth to be brain rotted. When I was a kid, I never liked sports. I was genuinely only in baseball as a kid, like picking flowers, playing defense on soccer, picking flowers, sitting down. My favorite thing to do was play Pokemon on my DS while watching SpongeBob. Then it was play Black Ops 2 while watching YouTube. Then I started playing League of Legends, so that game is already so bad for your brain that I don't need secondary media for that one. My brain has always wanted a lot of novelty, a lot of new things going on, a lot of stimulation. The reason I say that is just to get across that I think I'm a good fit. And I think that's why everything's been working so well for me. I think there's a lot of luck involved in terms of how my brain has been formed. It's something I think about. I started off as a graphic designer, then a montage editor, then an anime editor, then a music producer. It's the pipeline. Everybody goes down this pipeline. If you edited, or if you edit now, you will make music, because you try to edit to songs and then you just start hearing shit that you would just do better if it was you on the song. So I started making beats in December 2018. I made a few beat tapes, taking the acapella to Bad and Bougie, putting my own horrible lo-fi behind it. Then I made a few pretty good songs. I'm very proud of the placements I have, right? I've just made friends on the internet, sent them beats. I'm very lucky. They fuck with me. They send me a song back. They post it. Everything's good. I've made a few YouTube videos. That includes, writing a script, setting up the camera, pretty intense editing, like making title cards, adding things. Then, another unfortunate way my brain is wired, it's hard for me to stick things out. If I find a shiny new hobby I can go explore, I tend to drop what I'm doing and go try something new. But making music is the first thing that I never got bored of. It was all the supplementary stuff, like making the videos, promoting it, posting on Instagram and Twitter and everything. That stuff was always hard for me to keep up with. And of course, you can't do anything as a producer if you just make the beats and they sit on a hard drive. Like, that's part of it, is having to put it out there. I can think of 10 different times in my life where I've fully fallen off, and I would still be making beats quietly, but I would stop posting, I would stop texting people back, I would stop putting in the effort it took to actually have a fully encompassing career as a producer. So eventually, after trying a bunch of different stuff, figured I would just change my name, lock in on producing music, and do it live. For me, even when I have 0 viewers, if I'm live on stream trying to make music, it really helps me focus. Because I'm sure you can tell I'm very prone to getting distracted after 10 minutes and tapping out to Netflix. If I hit go live, I'm going to sit here for at least an hour or 2 and focus on music. And that's a good thing for me. So even if I have 0 viewers forever, I will keep streaming because it helps me personally do the things I like. And I think that's important. So this is our context. So TLDR, I've been editing and making music for a long time, and I like streaming because it's fun, even with 0 viewers. So how did I actually get to affiliate? It took me a while. I was only streaming like once a week for the majority of this year-long journey. But the second I locked in and started streaming every day, instantly got affiliate. It was a week after I started streaming every day. Because sometimes I would stream at 5 p.m. Then sometimes I start at 8 p.m. Then sometimes I wouldn't start stream till 1 a.m. All with like many days in between. So the second I started streaming at night, aiming between 8 to 10 p.m. to start, and just fitting it in every day, no matter what, people know that the stream is going to be happening. And then around that time, they can check, see that I'm live, and click in. You make it as easy as you can to get people to show up. Now, also, a byproduct of me streaming every day was that the streams were shorter. I would have work in the daytime, and then I'd have plans at night. Sometimes those plans are to Doomcube League, but it's plans, it's important to me. So I'd be like, okay, even if I only have 45 minutes, I gotta fit in a stream. I had a few 10-minute long streams, literally just to check the box off. Because my main goal was to stream every day, I just accidentally also would have shorter streams. And that way I don't give people a chance to leave and ruin my average viewer number. Because remember, you have to have 3 average viewers across the whole stream. So I did short streams consistently. So I streamed for around an hour each every day, and I instantly got affiliate. That was what got me over the finish line. Now, what is it like on my stream? how do I go about the act of streaming itself in a way that helps me reach affiliate? I'm a huge Ludwig fan. He's one of the biggest Twitch streamers, and he has a ton of way better advice, honestly, than what I could give. The main idea that I've gotten from watching all of his advice videos on streaming is to treat your stream like a segment or like a YouTube video. Point of the stream is to have a structured beginning, middle, end with some sort of stakes, with some sort of reason to watch, and that's it. So I always try to think of some sort of concept, think of any little way that I can twist what I'm doing into something slightly interesting. Like, okay, I have an hour before I have to leave for this party. I don't really feel like doing anything. I don't have any big ideas. I just want to make beats. All you got to do, pull up Live Split, pull up the green timer in the corner. Can I make 3 beats in an hour? And if I can't do it, I lose. And you just try and turn whatever you want to do into something a little bit more interesting. And like I said, each concept that you do think of should have a beginning, middle, and end. The idea of it being a narrative is very important. People can latch on to narratives. And also, it makes your life more fun if everything is a narrative and you're the main character of it. Like right now, I heard the Underscores album, You, and it was incredible. And I've been making beats for years, and that shit runs laps around anything I could dream of doing. I have no idea how to make anything EDM, anything close to that type of genre of music. So right now, I'm not just making horrible dubstep, tweaking knobs on Serum that I don't know how to use. It's the EDM arc. I'm still doing the same things. I'm still watching tutorials on stream. I'm still making horrible music and trying to learn how to make EDM, but it's packaged up into one nice concept as the EDM arc. So it just doesn't have to be a lot. Just any way you can twist what you're doing into something just 5% more interesting is gonna help a lot. And that's how I go about every stream. I think it's also just how I'm wired too. Like, I'll do pretty much anything if it's funny enough or if it'll make for a memorable story. Like, it was 4th of July recently, and my sister was like, who wants to take a hot dog shot? I'm like, what? And she showed us the grossest video of taking like a corkscrew into a hot dog and cutting a hole in the middle of it. And then she had Hot Ones vodka that was literally $5 at the liquor store because nobody wanted it. And then you put ketchup in the hole with the vodka, put the hot dog top back on. Objectively, it was very gross. But I hear that idea and I'm like jumping at the opportunity. I'm like, that's so funny. It was gross, by the way. It sucked. Anyway, I like finding whimsy wherever I can. Okay, so what are the biggest things I've learned that helped me get Twitch affiliate? And how would I get there if I had to start over? The biggest thing for me was figuring out my weak points and making them easier for myself no matter what. Even if it costs money or if it feels like the wrong thing to do, it feels like you're weak because you can't do a certain thing that everybody else can do. So you need something else to help you out in that area. For example, I love going to the gym. I even love cooking. But more than I love either of those things, just the way I'm wired, if I see a cookie on a table, I'm grabbing it and biting it before I can think about what I'm even doing. So I've spent a lot of time thinking, God, why am I such a chud? Why can't I just lock in and cook chicken and rice for myself every day? Everybody else can do it. Why can't I? But that really won't help you at all. The only successful ways I've ever cut and gone on like a losing 20 pounds dieting phase is by saying, you know what? This is important to me. It's important that I lose weight and stick to my fitness goals. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make that easier. So I spent a lot of money on meal prep services. So I'll get a big box of little pre-portioned chicken and rice things or whatever it is, and I can just heat it in the microwave to just totally eliminate the step of cooking. Even if cooking takes 10 minutes, microwaving the shit that gets mailed to me, 3. And I don't feel bad about it. I think it's just about weighing how important some shit is to you. The gym is very important to me. I'm willing to try and pay to win and not spend money on a lot of other things and instead give it to the Guatemalan teenagers at Factor Meals. I was paying for it before I knew they had kids in those factories, my bad. So the way this applies to streaming for me was figuring out that I hate editing. I've spent thousands of hours staring at these horrible Israeli Adobe editing softwares. Even thinking about it right now, Adobe Premiere, God, I hate that shit so much. It just never works the way I want it to. Editing is so grueling, especially when you're dealing with like hour-long Twitch VODs. I just don't like it. So what was I able to do to make editing easier for me? Number 1, there's a software called Auto Edit. The command line version is free to use. Basically, you drag your video in and it finds where there's silences and it cuts it for you. Because that's a big part of editing, is just removing the silences. And I have a weird sense of justice. Like, you expect me to move the cursor, cut out each little section? Fuck that, that's boring, I'm not doing that. But I'm not a programmer either. So the command line version, like, I figured out how to use it, but I ended up just spending, I think, like $40 on this software. So now I have my VOD, I just drag it on there and it exports out an XML file that I can put into Premiere. That way there's no silences and it's already pre-cut. So if I have a good segment on stream and I'm a good streamer and I don't stutter and everything I say is interesting, the only problem would be the silences. So if I have this software, I can just drag that. That made a huge difference. And the second I have enough money to pay for an editor, that is the first thing I'll do. Another thing I've learned on my way to getting to Twitch affiliate is, of course, how to be a better streamer, specifically how to be more well-spoken. I think Dantes is one of the best there is when it comes to being well-spoken as a streamer, because he can be playing the game, steps on a Teemo mushroom, and then it's like the lights go on, everything stops, and now it's story time. It's kind of like if you and your girlfriend were getting ice cream and LeBron sprints over to you guys, swishes it around, says, "Thank you, LeBron." That's what it's like to step on a Teemo mushroom. And then the curtain closes and then you're back. So it's like Dantes will be playing the game and then he opens like a pocket dimension you as a viewer are invited into. You hear his tale, hear his story, and then it ends and then you're right back to just watching a chill League stream. And the game was going on the whole time. And he can come up with crazy shit like that instantly. Because you as a Twitch viewer are gonna see the whole hour-long stream, but the YouTube Shorts viewer is only gonna see the pocket dimension. So to make a pocket dimension that's enticing and hopefully a little less gross, you kind of need to dumb it down a little bit. Because even if you're mid conversation with chat and there's some sort of context and banter going on, clip isn't gonna have any of that. So you need to restate what's going on, even if it's obvious, and make sure that the full narrative, the beginning, middle, and end, fits within that clip, alongside of the context of what's happening. Like here, we'll do a pop quiz. I'm making a beat on stream. The first clip, I open up a piano, I add some reverb, I reverse it, and I cut and rearrange it. And it sounds really good, and I go, nice, at the end. You could watch the beat initially, me opening the piano, me playing the notes, me adding the effects, me saying nice at the end, and that is technically a narrative. That's beginning, middle, end. Or I could say, I actually never see people do this method for adding ambience to beats like this. If you play a really simple piano lead, reverse it and add these effects, and chop it up, fill the space in your melody, your beat can go from this to this. Which one do you think is a better clip? I think if you go about your streams with method number 2 and you think more consciously about narrating what you're doing as you're going along, why you're doing it, and thinking of a way to make someone else care or help somebody, then you're giving the viewer a full enticing narrative where they feel included. The first clip where they just watch it happen and I say nice at the end, they're like onlookers. They're not really a part of it. I think as a streamer, you need to invite people in with context. I think the same thing could go for gaming, or for whatever else you stream. I think going inside the mind and speaking confidently and telling like a mini story rather than letting a good moment pass, like taking it, creating a whole dimension, a whole story around it, is gonna make for better clips. And also if somebody's like halfway paying attention, like if you're on second monitor and maybe they only hear the first half of it, if you wrap your story up, if you wrap the clip up at the end, they can put the pieces together and just makes for a better product. It makes for a better product as a stream. See, now I'm gonna leave that one in. That's my next tip, is to make YouTube videos and script them. Write scripts for yourself. If you don't wanna make videos, you could like make a PowerPoint and go over it on stream or whatever. But making your own videos and editing them will help you. It'll help you figure out where your weak points are for sure. You'll be rewatching a segment you did and you'll think, oh God, why didn't I like introduce this topic? God, I wish I said, and then, before I just started doing the next thing, because when I look back on it, there's no flow. Something's missing here. And that way you'll see specifically what you are not doing. And then when you think about it next time you stream, you'll get better and better at making up for those blind spots that you have as a speaker, not even as a streamer, but as a person who's speaking and trying to express themselves. I hate the word it, thing. This is something I still am pretty bad at, but it's really important to try and be specific with your language and include transitionary words like and, next, because you want people to be able to keep track of what you're saying. And it also really helps to focus when you're speaking. It's way better for the clip and for your stream to take 3 seconds of silence, think about what you're going to say, and then say it, rather than trying to think like how to say it. Because it's so much easier to cut out that 3 seconds of silence and then have a good line delivery than it is to have to piece together all of this distracted speech. Get it out in one line. It's way easier for everybody. I also think my head's in the right place. Now, I already said I struggled with consistency, right? I still do, very actively. But I just know I love streaming so much that I had to shift my goal over, diverting away from any goals that involve success. This could be bad advice. I don't know. It's just how I got here. I don't want to be a big streamer. I don't want to have millions of subs and followers or any of that. It's like I'm watching The Boys right now. In the last season, when MM is like happy And Butcher's like, what's got you all chipper? MM's like, yeah, I finally gave up on seeing my family. I've accepted that I'm gonna die, so I don't need to stay alive for my family. So all the stress that comes with survival, that's kind of how I'm operating when it comes to streaming. Just mine's a little less bleak. I've let go any goals regarding success, regarding numbers, regarding viewers, anything. My only goal is to post consistently. I want to stream every day and I want to post a clip every other day. I don't care if they're the worst clips in the world. I don't care if I'm dancing to a beat and I make like a weird face or I'm dancing in a really embarrassing way. I don't care if the stream is 10 minutes long. I don't care if anybody shows up. I don't care if the clip gets 10 views. Doesn't matter. Now I say it so easily. I'm 25. It's a lifetime of trying to get my head in the right place. Because all those goals that involve success and perfection in what you're making, in my experience, they set me back. I know that I'm very capable as an editor, as a writer, etc. But all that striving for greatness, striving for the perfect clip, the perfect video, prevented me from actually publishing anything. Now, this is a temporary goal. I hope that by lowering my standards to literally posting anything and literally doing anything on stream for any amount of time, as long as I do it consistently, I hope that goes away and I can build a foundation of consistency, and then more of my mental stack will free up for focusing on things like quality of what I'm doing. But I'm just kicking that can down the road, and right now I'm only focused on consistency, and it worked. I mean, I got Twitch affiliate. It's a big deal to me. I've even like been going to the gym less. It's kind of bad because I would work and then I would just edit for 8 hours sometimes. I've had days where I get like 200 steps on a Saturday because I wake up with an idea for a video and I spend all day working on it. And that's okay, because this goal for posting consistently kind of beats out the gym. I've already gained a lot of weight back. I could go up 10 more pounds and then I'll really start to panic. But I'm down to give up a lot of my mental stack in other areas of my life to make this shit happen. And that's what I'm doing. And the fulfillment I get from this shit is 100% worth it, in my opinion. Now, again, this is advice to me. This is not advice to anyone. I'm not saying skip the gym to stream on Twitch. That's objectively bad advice, but I really care about this and that's what works for me. So I'm doing it for now. And the last weak point that I noticed in myself that got in the way between me and Twitch affiliate was how horrible I am with social media. I have a Chrome extension, so whenever I pull up Twitter or Instagram or TikTok, it goes full screen, the horse will appear. Click to continue. And I click to continue, and then I get a 2-minute timer, and then a horse starts slowly fading in until it fully is just neighing very loudly and fully blocks the screen, and I can't go on social media anymore. And I can refresh to make it go away and spend 2 more minutes on Twitter, but it's a very good deterrent. But anyways, I need to post without getting sucked into scrolling all day. So I use Buffer for that. Not sponsored or anything. This is the best free service that I found for posting clips to multiple social medias. I just drag the video clip in and then I can post it to Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and I can schedule posts too. I can schedule up to 10 posts a month. Buffer works really well for me. YouTube Shorts, I go in and batch schedule whenever I'm feeling like it. But yeah, that helps a lot with me being consistent, because that way I can edit 3 clips, schedule them, and then I don't have to open up Twitter for a week if I don't want to. But all right, that's kind of all the advice I got. That's kind of a look into where I'm at. I care about giving advice and helping other streamers. I care way more about documenting where I'm at right now and what it took for me to get here. Hopefully I can look back on this a year later and say, damn, he's still streaming with piles of unfolded laundry on his bed. Right now, it's like, I don't care. I got to stream. Doesn't matter. So that's kind of all I have to say. Thank you for checking out this video. If you ever want to catch a stream, they happen every day at various times and for various lengths, but they happen. I want to say shout out my one Twitch mod, Ian. Bro found me on Twitch and has been there for probably more streams than not, and is the only person that knows how to ban anybody or time anybody out. Shout out everybody who's ever caught a stream ever, and I hope this helped you, and I hope you have a good one. Okay, bye. Thanks for affiliate. Bye.